Welcome to a new edition of DevLive, a dialogue with speakers and partners about the largest conference dedicated to developers and IT professionals, DevTalks. I'm Andrea Balach, and I'm happy today to have the honor to introduce Layla Porter, developer advocate at VMware. Layla will join us on the web stage. Welcome, and thank you for accepting our invitation.
Thank you so much, Andrea. So lovely to see everybody, and thank you for inviting me today. It's lovely to be here.
So I think the main reason to have this interview is to have a sneak peek on your talk and also sharing some thoughts about the IT industry. So I'll start by asking you, how did you start your career in the tech field, and what do you love most about working in the IT industry?
So I had a very roundabout way of getting into IT. I have had a lot of careers, and I guess I started with ActionScript and Flash maybe in 2006. I played a little with that, and then maybe in, I think, 2010, I did some like iPhone development with Xcode, but I didn't really get properly into it until maybe 2012, 2013. I ran a Pilates business. I was a Pilates teacher then, and I built my own website out of HTML and CSS. So I started to get into it then, and then I opened up a Pilates studio. So I wanted an online booking system. So my partner is a web developer, and he created the website, and he says, but you have to learn so you can maintain it, Layla. So I started to learn. I did all the styling on the site. First of all, I did the HTML and CSS, and then I was like, I want to search who out of my clients it like needs to pay or is running out of credits. And he's like, okay, so here's how you do SQL queries. So I then started to learn all the backend, and I absolutely loved it. And I kept doing it. And then in 2016, I switched to full-time web development. I closed the Pilates studio and just said, this is what I want to do. So January 2016, I got my first engineering role.
That's a very inspiring journey. And what do you love most about working in VMware now?
So the culture and the people is fantastic at VMware. I'm only just starting to meet people in person. I've met most of my team now. I've met in the past few weeks because I joined only 10 months ago and there was no travel. I've not been to an office yet, but everyone that I've interacted with online has been really great. And I like the company's values. And we have a really good people. So it's really nice to be somewhere that values people.
So can you share how an usual day at VMware is, how it looks like now?
Sure. So I'm the first .NET dedicated advocate. So a lot of it is thinking about how we can bring VMware into the .NET community. So I've been working on content. A lot of my time for about 5 months was working on a conference that I created called .NET Beyond. So that went live at the end of March. So a lot of work went into that and organizing speakers. That was a 2-day conference online, which was fantastic. And now it's more sort of content creation. I'm getting to go to conferences again. But a lot of it is about, my day would be content, working on strategies for how we can serve the community and things like that. So there's not too many meetings, which is good. So I make sure that I code every week, maybe not every day, but I code every week at least. And I do, I code maybe 3 out of 5 days. So that's good.
That's good, yeah. So you are also the creator of Women of .NET initiative.
Yes.
Yeah. That's pretty impressive. Can you share some thoughts about it? How is the initiative?
Yes. So I was on the board of directors of the .NET Foundation from 2020 to 2021. And then whilst I could have run again for the board, but I decided that I wanted to focus more on women in the .NET community. So last July, I created the Women of .NET initiative. And we have lots of women sharing their profiles on the site, so, and their tech skills, and are they willing to speak in person. So it's like a speaker directory of women in .NET. We also have a Discord server that's open to people of any gender. That's the important thing. We really want allies to come in and help mentor women and support women, or be mentored by women. And I think it's really important to be successful as women in tech, that we have the support of our allies. So that was always something from the start that I wanted to be clear about. This isn't a closed group for women only. It's a focus on women, but we want our allies in there as well. So yeah, it's women of .net if you want to check it out. And if you are a woman in .net, please feel free to add your profile, and anyone is welcome to come to our Discord or reach out to me about it. So yeah, it's been great. We're building momentum. We have sort of first in-person events coming up in September, I think, at DevReach in Boston. We're going to have a workshop day there. And we also do live streams where we have women from the community sharing their knowledge on our Twitch channel. So yeah, it's good.
Thank you for sharing the information. We also have a dedicated stage for women in
Yes.
tech. So I think we'll share the information with our community, and maybe we can attend your events also.
Oh, that would be amazing. I saw like a whole track at DevTalks for women in tech, and it's fantastic to see this support, and yeah, it makes me happy.
Thank you. So another curiosity of our community is how you can stay inspired, and what resources do you use to constantly learn?
That is hard. To keep yourself inspired and motivated, especially in the past 2 years, it has been difficult. It's not easy. So if anyone out there is struggling, it's normal. We're all finding it hard to keep our momentum. I guess I see what's new I do C#, so I'll see what's new in the language, and I maybe do some quick starts and play with that and see, oh, I could apply it to this, or I could do that with. But my favorite way is, I guess, to think up imaginary businesses. They usually relate around food, and then I build out systems to this story in my head. So I have Tacky Tacos, and they need to scale for Taco Tuesday. So I build systems that enable the Tacky Tacos to do that. I'm currently building Waffle Corp website. So they're going to have Waffle Wednesdays, and I look at all the systems that they have, and that's how I inspire myself. So these sort of make-believe companies, and I solve their problems.
That's a pretty interesting idea. Thank you.
It may be a little bit weird. I like how you put that, Andrea. Interesting.
No, but creating moments like this, I think, for interaction and networking between the community might bring value, and also the ideas might be shared easily. So
yes, yeah.
So I think it's valuable for the community to have these moments also.
It's relatable. I think if you try to teach concepts without a grounding in reality, it's much harder to learn. So
Yes.
I like people to see and understand the business need, and that makes the application of knowledge so much easier, in my experience.
That's true. So considering that our general theme for this year will be artificial intelligence, and a secondary theme, Humanity Reimagined. I would like to ask you if you are more optimistic or on the pessimistic side about the artificial intelligence benefits for humanity, maybe thinking on the long term.
So I think I'm mostly optimistic. I think we are, after all, only human, and we miss things. We have a lot going on, and I think we can be supported by artificial intelligence and machine learning. I don't feel that it will take our jobs. I think it will only enhance our jobs and make our lives easier. That's the way I see it. In the future, I think machines are only iterating on the knowledge that we give them. So for them to keep going, we'll still have to give them that knowledge. I know they're getting better and better, but I still feel that at the root of it, it's our understanding, our ability to see patterns and relate things and join dots that machines haven't been able to emulate so far. So I think we'll work cohesively. So I look at it with optimism.
So what are the most maybe critical changes we need to take in order to face the future of working?
So I think for our personal stuff, I think we need to just stay current and not stagnate. That doesn't mean that we have to learn every new thing as soon as it comes out, because that only leads to things like burnout. But I do think we need to just keep some current knowledge, because I see it the other way, where people don't continue to learn, and then they're not hireable. They stay where they are and they never move forward. And some people are happy with that. But I think in general, we don't need to be on the bleeding edge. We just need to be aware of what's out there and what's possible and have a faint knowledge. So I think that's personal way of keeping yourself current in the future. But I think as a community, we need to grow the upcoming generation. I think we need to nurture it. We need to welcome that generation. We need to make sure it's diverse and inclusive, and just keep supporting this upcoming community, because I think, well, in the .NET community in particular, we're an aging developer community. We haven't got enough new people coming in, and we don't have enough diversity. I think it can be quite inclusive for the most part. I think people want to welcome new people in. We just don't know how, or we're working on how to bring people in. So I think we need to continue to do that.
Okay, so you'll be joining our web stage on 9th of June at DevTalks. Can you share 2 free ideas about your talk?
Yeah, I'm going to be doing top tips for Blazor. Blazor is a fairly new, I say fairly new, it's like 3-4 years old now, web technology for C#. So you can do C# in the browser, which is great. You don't have to do nearly as much JavaScript, which as a C# developer is great, because I love strongly typed, but I don't want to do TypeScript, because I do TypeScript, but I can do C# in the browser. That's what I really like. So the talk is going to cover several different aspects of it. There's going to be the difference. There's 2 flavors. There's Blazor WASM and there's Blazor Server. So we'll look at those. We'll also look at how to make your apps more performant. There's lots of tips and tricks to make Blazor applications more performant, and also how you can convert your Blazor application into a mobile application using the new .NET MAUI, which is not released yet. So I think that will be released later this month, but we can still have a play with .NET MAUI and see how that works in mobile and application development.
Thank you for sharing it, and we're looking forward to your talk. Now, in order to give a message to our tech savage people. Do you have a message, something that you'd like to share with the IT community here in Romania?
I guess as the sort of focus is AI and humans reimagined, I think we need to remain human. We need to do the things that machines can't. So we just need to be kind. We know that people are struggling with all sorts of things that we may not be aware of. So just be kind to each other, help each other, learn, reach out to people you wouldn't normally reach out to, reach across outside of your immediate network, and just do the things that machines can't. Just be human, I guess.
That's a fine message. Thank you. And I think I'll leave this interview with that. Be human. And thank you for accepting our invitation for today.
Thank you so much, Andrea.
So we're looking forward to meet you at DevTalks and see you on 9th of June. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.